What if the hardest part of getting old isn't wrinkles, gray hair, or slowing down, but the quiet truths no one ever had the courage to tell you? Nobody sits you down in your 40s or 50s and says, "Listen carefully. Life after 60 changes in ways you won't expect." And some of those changes will sting, because society prefers polite lies over uncomfortable honesty. So we grow up believing aging is either peaceful wisdom or complete decline, nothing in between. But the real experience lives in that messy middle, where mornings feel slower, yet deeper. Where freedom finally arrives, but so does a strange sense of invisibility. And one of the harshest truths no one warns you about is that people stop listening the way they used to. Not because you suddenly became irrelevant, but because the world moves fast and assumes older voices belong to the past, and that hurts more than joints ever will. Especially when you still have sharp thoughts, lived lessons, and opinions shaped by decades of real struggle. Yet conversations begin to slide past you, interrupted, rushed, or politely ignored. And you notice it first in small ways, like younger coworkers explaining things you already mastered years ago, or family members making decisions for your own good without asking what you actually want. And that quiet loss of authority can bruise the ego if you let it. Then there's the second harsh truth that surprises almost everyone, which is that time suddenly feels both faster and heavier at the same moment. Days fly by, yet memories linger longer. You look back more than forward, not because you're stuck in the past, but because experience has weight. And every choice feels more meaningful now. Even small ones, like who you spend an afternoon with, or whether you waste energy on an argument that doesn't matter. And this awareness can feel overwhelming at first, like you're running out of road, but it can also sharpen your priorities if you allow it. Though nobody tells you that emotional adjustment takes time. Then comes a truth people rarely admit out loud. Loneliness can increase even when your life is full of people. Because relationships shift as you age. Friends move away, some pass on. Others retreat into their own health issues. Family gets busy, children grow independent. And suddenly, your calendar has open spaces where laughter used to live. And you might sit in a quiet house wondering how it happened so gradually, not realizing that loneliness isn't always about being alone. It's about not being deeply seen, and that realization can hit hard in the evenings, especially when the world feels loud online but distant in real life. And another harsh truth, maybe the most uncomfortable one, is that your body begins negotiating with you instead of obeying you. It doesn't fail overnight. It bargains, knees complain. Energy arrives later in the day, recovery takes longer. And you realize strength now comes from consistency, not intensity. Yet no one prepares you for the frustration of knowing what your body used to do while accepting what it needs now. And the danger here isn't physical decline, it's resentment. Because resentment toward your own body quietly steals joy if left unchecked. Then there's a truth society avoids because it's awkward. Money worries don't magically disappear with age. In fact, they often become louder. Retirement planning sounds simple in theory, but reality is messier. Costs rise, medical expenses surprise you, and financial anxiety can creep in even after decades of responsible work, especially when income feels less flexible. And no one warns you that peace of mind becomes more valuable than luxury, that security matters more than status. And learning to live within calm instead of comparison is a skill that takes practice. And here's another truth rarely discussed. Fear doesn't disappear with age. It changes shape. You may fear falling, losing independence, becoming a burden, or being forgotten. And these fears don't mean you're weak. They mean you care. But when left unspoken, they grow louder in silence. And finally, the sixth harsh truth, the one that shocks most people, is that happiness after 60 is no longer accidental. It's intentional. Joy doesn't stumble into your life anymore. You have to choose it, protect it, and sometimes fight for it. You learn that peace comes from boundaries, that saying no is an act of self-respect. That trauma drains energy you can't afford to waste. And that simplicity is not boring, it's powerful. And while these truths may sound heavy, here's the part no one emphasizes enough. They also come with quiet gifts. Clarity replaces confusion, depth replaces noise, and self-acceptance grows stronger when you stop chasing approval. Aging strips away illusions, but leaves behind something rare. Honesty about people, time, and yourself. And if you're willing to face these truths instead of running from them, life after 60 can become not smaller, but sharper, calmer, and deeply meaningful. So the real suggestion here is simple but not easy. Speak even when your voice shakes. Invest in relationships that see you. Move your body with respect instead of punishment. Simplify your finances for peace, not pride. Talk openly about your fears. And most importantly, choose joy on purpose every single day, because getting old isn't the end of the story. It's the chapter where you finally get to live without pretending.